We've got some guests joining us already. Hello, Jennifer. How are you doing today? All right. And here we go. We are now officially broadcasting live from our YouTube channel at Gardens of Hope, at the Gardens of Hope. Sorry about that. And also our Instagram channel simultaneously. So this is, again, a new thing. We have a new um, tripod here. So I'm playing with that. And happy Sunday, Jennifer. And what's a beautiful morning here? It's probably 75 degrees here in Paris, California. So I'm Joe, and this is Gardens of Hope. And I am setting this live up to answer questions, to share my dream and vision that is Gardens of Hope. And so, first of all, Gardens of Hope is a 501c3. We are a garden and a project, and we're all about bringing therapeutic horticulture and education to those people that need it. We're going to talk about therapeutic horticulture today just a little bit. We're going to talk about education a little bit, and I've got a couple of questions that have come in that we're going to deal with. So hopefully, we'll get some people join us and participate in this conversation. Otherwise, we'll just share a little moment in the morning and move on. So, therapeutic horticulture. This is a thing that is really just the idea of working in the gardens, being in nature, and deriving therapy from it. And yesterday we talked a little bit about that, but today I want to talk just a little bit about some specific activities. One of the things that we do here in the gardens, and this is something that we do with volunteers, um, the people that are staffing this organization do it on the regular, but it's managing these plants that we're growing. So we are a small working farm. We're growing vegetables, we're growing herbs, we're growing microgreens, and we're constantly planting, we're constantly transplanting, we're harvesting, we're moving things around, we're dealing with pests, we're dealing with all of the issues and activities of a small farm. And so that means there's chores, there's management skills, there's planning that's necessary. And I think I want to get into that as a piece of therapy. So, a lot of people deal with stress and anxiety. It's a thing that plagues us. We live in a difficult world. We live in a world that is full of people that are dishonest and nefarious in so many different ways. We deal with uh, trials, tribulations of just living. We deal with noise, pollution, and stress. We deal with burdens of responsibilities and anxieties of threats. And sometimes when you can just get to another place, and hello, light and love, welcome to the conversation here. Um, but sometimes as you're dealing with these stresses and strains, getting your mind into a place where you've got something else to worry about other than yourself can be very helpful and useful. And that's one of the reasons why volunteering in any way, shape, or form can be therapeutic and beneficial, because all of a sudden your problems become not those problems that you've been dwelling on. All of a sudden your problems become, what the hell just ate my zucchini plant? My problems become, oh no, I forgot to water the seedlings and they're barely alive. Or, oh no, I overwatered it. I left the water on. It's running down the stream, running down the road there. These problems all of a sudden are immediate and they affect living things. So I believe very strongly that just putting yourself in a place where you have to worry about something else can be extremely therapeutic. And so, people that come over here and volunteer, you plug in, you become briefed on what we're working on, what's the issue of the moment, and then you can engage yourself. And it's kind of cool because everything from young children, we've had 3 4 year old kids, all the way up to elderly folks in their 90s involved. And this is a way to just get lost in the project, and at the same time you're doing something that's meaningful. And I think that that's one of the keys. We go through life sometimes and you go, God, what the hell is it all worth? Why do I work so hard? What's it all about? And just something so simple as I gave life to a little plant that's going to turn around and make some food for me or somebody else. I think it's just super important, and just one more way that these gardens are therapeutic. Now, I got a question direct message me yesterday, um, and they were asking about the location. Where is this Gardens of Hope? Well, currently, right now, this place that I'm in, we call Willow Creek Springs, and that is the home of Gardens of Hope right now. And it's a 2.5 acre spot here in Paris, Southern California. And my wife and I have gardened and planted and created what we think is a little paradise, a place where there are micro climates, there is water on the surface, there is all kinds of plants and cover and food for animals. It's a whole ecosystem. And so this is where Gardens of Hope exists today. But really, Gardens of Hope could be anywhere. We have a place over at Eddie Flores' spot in Lake Elsinore that he raises chickens, and chickens are part of Gardens of Hope. And that's another piece of this puzzle. So in Lake Elsinore, we're going to be doing some little pop up fundraisers. And if you're driving along Lakeshore and you see a guy with some signs that say microgreens on it, you might want to pop in. That's our fundraising effort. And we're going to have plants and chickens and eggs and all kinds of cool stuff available as a way that people can get involved and engaged in the Gardens of Hope. We have a garden developing in Texas right now by a disabled veteran, and she's working on, a project. We're looking at bringing gardens into some schools, and that's a way that we can augment the curriculum of the school and get these kids involved. I think if you look at kids today, uh, everybody's looking at this little box. Now, I'm using this little box to reach people, and I think that the little box can have a value. But frankly, I think mostly it's an addiction and a life sucker, and kids just spend their time staring at these little boxes and watching bouncing balls and squiggles and lights and people and whatever. But you ask them, well, where did the food come from? And I wonder how many kids could answer that question. What does that plant need? What is it saying? What is that animal that's hopping around on those plants? I think a lot of kids today wouldn't know any of these questions. And so, what if we could create a place where answers could come out of these gardens, and you could learn more than just about these plants and about food and all of this, but you could also learn physics. You could learn principles of weight and thermal and hydrodynamics. You could learn to measure, to plan. You could learn scientific method. There's so many things we could teach these kids using the gardens, and I'll be demonstrating uh, some of these techniques as we're going along. Problem solving. What if they had a class on problem solving for in school? They have logic classes, I guess, when you get up into upper school, but um, just simple common sense. What do you do when you see this? How do you solve this problem? And that's all gardening is. All a farm is. Any farmer is a problem solver. It's what they do. And hello, Cassie. You found us today. That's cool. It looks like Instagram is got more of the people. We've got a few people up on YouTube, but we're figuring it out right now. This is still just a giant test. So those are the two questions that we had right now. Again, Gardens of Hope is physically in Paris, California, at our place in Willow Creek Springs. But we're developing programs and projects that could be brought anywhere. And we're going to be creating backyard sanctuaries. We're going to be creating small backyard and urban farms. We're going to be creating communities in senior centers. We're going to be creating disabled therapeutic horticulture, wheelchair accessible, all kinds of programs and projects. And that's what I'm encouraging you to get involved. Here's the deal, folks. I'm one person. I work really hard on things that I think are important. 16 years ago, this concept became important. And in future episodes, we'll talk about that. But been working on this thing for 25 years, watching people get better, watching people benefit from working in the gardens. Personally, I've benefited immensely from working in the gardens, and I know that this can work. And my wife and I have done the lion's share of the work out here, and there's a limit to what we can do. Bringing people in and teaching and sharing what we're doing is critical. Getting this thing up and off the ground, getting this thing funded, getting enough people to know about it and get it. We've had people here just about most days this week, new people venturing and seeing this place, and everybody is having the same reaction. Oh my God, look what we could do. Look what we could do. So really, that's why I'm here on this social media and why I'm doing these videos. I don't like to listen to myself talk. I don't like to look at myself talk. What I'm trying to do is find that one person that is listening, flipping through, scrolling through, and goes, hey, wow, this is awesome. Hey, Deborah Murphy. Absolutely. One of the things we're going to talk about is overcoming grief. I lost a lot of people in the last several years. I've lost loved ones. I've lost family members. I lost my dog after 13 years. That was probably the hardest one of them all. I lost my father not too long ago. Lost a sister. And grief is part of life. As we get older, you just come upon it more and more, and it doesn't get easier. You think, I've had a dozen people die in my life, it'd get easy, but there's something magical about the garden. And when you're grieving, one of the things you have to do is get your mind and instead of dwelling in the feelings of loss and the feelings of pain, you can direct it somewhere else, and you can share your experience maybe with the spirit of the person you lost. I believe so. I'm not here to debate philosophy or anything, but I believe that the spirits of loved ones can join us and be with us, and the garden is a place where I think that happens. So absolutely, Deborah, I appreciate you coming up here, and certainly invite anybody's questions as we're moving forward. But back to this whole purpose, I think that, again, my hope is by doing these live streams, maybe somebody will scroll upon and go, wow, what is this place? Maybe decide to take a moment and poke around and listen to some of the videos and get it and see that it's a thing that anybody could be involved with anywhere. We've got people on the YouTube channel from Philippines and India, and I'm looking forward to connecting with them. And let's take this Gardens of Hope International. The gardens can be key to everybody's well-being and quality of life. And really, it's an extension of love. Every garden that you build, like it or not, it's your love. That's what you're doing, is you're putting your time in, your energy, and your love into something else that's alive. And then in turn, plants give. That's all they do. They're giving all the time. They give oxygen, they give energy, they give beauty, they give food, they give medicine. That's what these guys do. These plants are just an integral part of our world, and so many people just don't get the experience of it. So I think that's what this is all about. We're bringing some good people together, some healers. I'm hoping that healers will decide that they want to have sessions over here at these gardens, and we're making it available to volunteers and sessions of all types. Somebody could come and teach a music class. Somebody could come and paint a picture. Somebody could dance or yoga or tai chi or massage or reiki or any type of healing practice. Even just meditate or read or um, you know get in and get your hands dirty and volunteer. That's another thing. So all right, folks, I'm going to cut it short, try to keep these things down to about 15 minutes, but I think we're gaining on it. We're getting some new people involved, and appreciate everybody that took a moment with me on Sunday morning. This is Joe with Gardens of Hope. Thanks for joining us.